Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of Blue Ridge PBS, the Virginia Department of Education, or the Virginia Society for Technology in Education.
I'm Tom Landon. On the next Activated Learning podcast, I travel to Arlington, Virginia to meet Victor Spadaro, the Shape America National Elementary Physical Education Teacher of the Year. Victor's gym at Abingdon Elementary is home to well-planned and fun activities that are full of movement, and he makes a point to emphasize cross-curricular connections in his lessons.
Blue Ridge PBS, in partnership with the Virginia Department of Education and in collaboration with VISTI, the Virginia Society for Technology in Education, is talking to leading educators about what gets them energized and how technology is being used to inspire student engagement. This is Activated Learning.
Give the students choices. I don't like just having them follow me the whole time. I want them to be active. It's definitely a great way to release some stress or show more emotion.
Victor Spadaro, welcome to Activated Learning.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Tell me where we are and describe this school for me a little bit.
So we are in Arlington, Virginia. This is Abingdon Elementary. We are a Title I school that has free reduced lunch as a low socioeconomic population. We have about 23 to 30 different languages spoken here at our school, and every kid is a blast to teach.
Well, we are talking to you because you were named the 2024 Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation and Dance Teacher of the Year, and also because I haven't visited a school and talked about PE, because this is largely a sort of instructional technology podcast, and so we just haven't had a chance to come and visit a PE teacher yet. Tell me about the short version of what led you to becoming a teacher.
Short story is I had a feeling I always wanted to be a teacher, and at first, it was going to be either math, social studies, or art. I really loved to draw. I was really good at numbers, and social studies, I had a 100 GPA in high school. And then junior year was when my cross-country coach, David Gumbus, really inspired me and was the one that believed in me and showed it. And that's when I knew I wanted to be that for others, be that hope for those kids that don't know what they want to do or where they want to go.
When you went to do your training to become a PE teacher, health and all that, were there things that surprised you as a student that like, oh, this is more than what I thought it is?
Yes. So originally I was just thinking, I'm going to go back to New York. I'm going to, when my cross-country coach retires, take over his position in middle school and coach cross-country. And as I went on through college, it was like, no, I'm doing this. I'm doing more. Every single semester, I was adding something else to my agenda, to my plan. I became part of the APEM board, which was Alliance of Physical.
I'm going to ring my bell just in case I don't get another chance. APEM.
APEM is Alliance for Physical Education Majors, and we met twice a week to discuss topics about how we can grow together and discuss ideas in the PE world. And then that's when it hit that I wanted to do a little bit more. And eventually, my professors kept coming to me and inspiring me. And that's what it was all about. And that's what I wanted to be for others. I had professors like Aaron Hart, Nick Klein, and John Foley who gave me the opportunity to be a graduate assistant because I went back to SUNY Cortland for my master's and wanted to further grow and learn from them and from other teachers. And that's when it was like I could see myself doing more. And I don't even coach. The plan was to coach.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Because so many people think of, the PE teacher. I mean, you almost call them, when I think of mine, especially in high school, what was their name? I don't know, Coach, right?
Yes.
So, and that's one of the reasons we're here is because what you're doing with your kids feels a little different to me in terms of, and I want others to know about it. I know that you have to teach the rules of, there's sport in PE always, which is good. I'm sure the kids love that. But also you've really emphasized other kinds of movement. So let's just talk about that. Most people's experience with like dance in PE, I think involved something pretty standardized, maybe because the teachers weren't comfortable teaching it. I remember when I was a kid, it was a square dance in Indiana. Here in Virginia, it has traditionally been, in fourth grade, they have to learn the Virginia reel and all that, which is great. But talk about, how you came to this idea of dance as a really integral part of physical education.
Back in college, I was trying to figure out what my niche was, what I wanted to be known for. And when it came down to it, helping my dad with parties and
because your dad was a DJ
in New York and still does parties, and I always helped him. And it got to, okay, I can come up with choreography pretty quickly. And when I made my first dance video, it flowed. And I posted on YouTube. I got a lot of feedback from other PE teachers. And from that moment on, I have not missed a single month. So for the next 8 years, having over 100 dance videos on my YouTube channel of just getting kids to move and other kids to move. Now, my kids at some points don't want to see me dance anymore and want to see my friends dance. And that's what it came down to. It was that comfortability level where I know I wasn't comfortable at dance from the very beginning, and I had to grow into it. And I know that there's going to be teachers just like me uncomfortable with football or basketball, where I have my co-teachers who support me, and then I learn from them. Teachers can learn from me through my dance videos.
Well, and I think there's so much that's obvious. Even I can understand, the benefits of dance in terms of your body. So talk about what it does to your body to,
Yes.
that meets a lot of the objectives that you have to hit as a PE teacher.
So for me, and I know for my kids, it's definitely a great way to release some stress or show more emotion. You get those songs where you just are feeling sad, and it's good because it is something we should be feeling and something we can express through dance, just like joy or anger, and with anger using more aggressive motions with our body and create impact with them. And that's where cardio drumming comes in. When I set up a cardio drumming unit 5 years ago, it was a huge hit. The kids wanted to use the pool noodles or the Lumi sticks or drumsticks and just hit the ground or hit the ball, or I let them express themselves. It's not just following me the whole time, because they can learn from me, but I can learn from my kids as well.
And gets the heart rate up and
Yep.
gets all those things pumping. I'm sure the other teachers appreciate it when you wear their kids out a little bit.
It releases a lot of their energy, and the teachers love us for that, because sometimes they just need to release some energy, release some steam, get that movement out so they can, because once again, it stimulates the brain so they can learn more throughout the school day.
What do you think in this time of, academic standards and a lot of emphasis on computer programming and all the other things that kids have to learn, what's the place for PE in an elementary school?
So PE is a great way to, and like I just said, stimulate the brain, and with physical activity and wellness, it can help your body get their brain moving and not just sitting there looking at a screen, focusing their eyes the whole entire time. They need a adjustment. They need to refocus, and what helps is coming to specials like art or music and PE that they don't get every single day, and it can readjust, refocus, and get them excited, motivated, and then they can go back to the classroom feeling a little bit re-energized, and maybe PE a little more tiresome. But it's a way for us to provide movements, because we don't want the kids sitting down for so long sedentary. We want them to be active and engaged. So yeah, we will play videos on the screen, but it gets them moving and keeps them engaged and active.
It's active viewing. It's not just sitting there watching. And so I want to ask you, as somebody who works in this field, what have you learned technology-wise in terms of making your videos? What's your process?
So at first it was using iMovie, and it was a constant clipping parts, clipping the words so this way they could see what the dance move was called while dancing. And then I used triplet dance, which in, I believe, 3 or 4 of my videos, I have 3 of myself.
I saw some of those.
And it was the constant, give the students choices. I don't like just having them follow me the whole time. I want them to be active and have an option.
Yeah, talk about that triple choice. I saw some of that, and what does that do in terms of being able to differentiate that learning for kids?
So when it comes down to the kids, I know for me, you don't want them to just focus on one task, because sometimes that task could be too challenging for the students. And I want a way to modify or extend the challenge. So I have a baseline dance, and I know if I mess up during my videos with the dance moves, the kids are going to mess up. So I find a baseline where it's good to go, where it gives somewhat a bit of a challenge, and then I modify it, change my outfit, make another dance, change my outfit again, and make a harder routine. And I just did one actually last month and presented at it at Shape Baltimore for the national convention. And it was a huge hit, because you can see that even teachers, I don't teach elementary level dance, middle school level dance, high school level dance. I teach it as a level 1, 2, or 3, because even adults can be at a level 1.
I would be a level 1, I'm sure.
There you go. And then there can be even little kids who can be a level 3, who that is what they want to do.
Well, and it shows too, because motor skill development is so important for your kids. A lot of them come in, I'm sure, unable to hop on one foot, to do the basic things that they'll learn to do over time. So to have that ability, no matter where a kid is on their development scale, they can also move from 1 to 2 to 3, right?
And that's what happened when I was first making my dance videos. A lot of it seemed like, okay, I'm doing the same dance move. Let's try to fix, adjust it, modify it. And that's where the triplet dance helped me, because then I used regular day activities like brushing your teeth as a dance, or gardening as a dance, or doing sports skills as a dance. Because just like in football, you have the celebration touchdown routine of what the football players are going to do. So it's like that gives a hook for our students that are not inclined to want to dance at first to, hey, this could be a thing just for silly giggles.
Sure. One of the videos I saw was your teacher challenge video, and I have a little story I want to share with you that I remembered while I was talking about this. When I was a kid, we had a neighbor. He was missing an arm. He was a PE teacher and a coach, track coach. He was an amazing guy named Mr. Bell. And but he was our sort of neighborhood PE teacher too, and I played with his friends. And I had it in my head at probably 7 years old. He was a track coach, and he had run track. And somehow in my mind, I thought, well, he's missing an arm. I'm faster than him. I thought I was so fast. And I just remember this race where he said, okay, let's go outside and race. And we did about a 40-yard dash or something. He was doing it backwards, right? And he was faster than I was. But I just think that, talk about the teacher challenge stuff and how modeling that with you and your coworkers or friends from other places helps your students kind of be motivated.
So that was a teacher in Arizona, Kyle Bragg. He's a National Teacher of the Year. And we were talking about an idea of, during COVID, let's come up with a way to challenge our kids by seeing if they could keep up with myself or Mr. Bragg, or can they beat us? And we just decided we were going to do 7 activities. And it was like, you know what? We'll do fitness activities this time. Ask the kids, hey, can you beat one of us in this teacher challenge? and we just went along. And once again, for the kids, we can try to beat the teacher. Let's do it. We can do this. And yes, there's kids that are able to do it or try to do it, and it motivates them. It gets them wanting to exercise.
Also shows that you're not just a PE teacher standing on the side with a clipboard, that you're doing these things.
Yeah, and I'm not the best in exercising, and when I say that, I'm a huge runner.
You're a runner, right?
But
You
I
already ran
don't
this
like
morning.
to lift weights, and I would rather spend an hour on the treadmill than 5 minutes lifting weights. But that's the thing. With my kids, I need to show them that it is important to have a balance. So I do exercise with them during class. I do hydrate and show them the importance of nutrition. And then I show them, hey, we can challenge each other all the time, but maybe let's slow it down so we can let our bodies warm up and get used to the muscles moving in PE to get ready for our lesson.
This is activated learning.
We think that our students and our children right now know how to navigate technology because it's everywhere.
Because we
Like,
see them in
they're
Walmart
always
in the
using
grocery
it.
cart, with their iPad in
There,
front
we
of
have
them.
the iPad kids, but when you want them to use them for a certain purpose, it has to be taught. And so it all came down to teaching our students how to use those tools in a meaningful way.
Subscribe to the podcast on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Blue Ridge PBS Echo TV.
Some of the things I read about you were talking about things like adapted PE and that sort of thing. And for those who might not know, I'm going to ring my bell just because I think this is an important concept that all parents kind of need to know is going on in classes. Just tell me what it is and how does it work in your classroom?
Adapted physical education it's just like physical education, just we include everybody. We want to be able to support all children of all needs and impairments and disabilities. We're all the same, and we all have needs and wants, and what we want to do as teachers is to help our students grow.
And what does that look like in your gym?
And in my gym, it is making sure everyone feels included and making sure everybody doesn't feel shame that they can't do something. So this summer, I learned about a model called CBL, which is competency-based learning. And in a nutshell, it is finding ways to increase the time that you don't have in ways to get students motivated and engaged, like progressions. So in my juggling unit, which was 2 months ago, I got help from LaDonda Porter and Daniel Hill out of Kentucky, as well as teachers Jason Dink and Mike Graham out of Illinois, about a way to set up challenges and progressions. I made GIF images that had myself moving. This way, I didn't have to teach every single skill and waste the time I don't have. They saw it on the video screen of the motion pictures, 9 different challenges. As each challenge was a different juggling task. And even if you could only do 2, you still met the outcome and met the objective because you were able to juggle the 2 scarves or 3 scarves. It was a way to help those that needed to go slower, and I could work with them one-on-one, and those that are more inclined or athletic in that activity to be able to move further and extend their learning and get to 3 scarves, for like 2nd grade 3 scarves.
Well, and you've also got, now you're modeling it, but also they can watch it on the video and see it be modeled, and then they can watch their classmates and see that their classmates can do it, so maybe they can too.
And this way I can also provide feedback from everybody instead of teaching the skill over and over again. They look at the skill, I can tell them, look at my hand, where it's going, and which scarf I'm tossing up to show them the visual of what they need to do rather than sometimes if I do it too fast. So in the videos, it goes slow for them so they could see it more clearer.
Yeah, and we mentioned a little while ago. You said you started out using iMovie, and then,
Yes.
and then what are you doing now when you put
So
these together?
with those GIF images, I use Image Play through that app, and then I also use CapCut. So I learned that from a teacher, I forget who, but it was a way
Now,
to.
CapCut is a free editing software.
It's a
is that
free
right? Yeah.
editing software. If you want, you can get a pro version just like Image Play. However, CapCut, I'm able to have iMovie, you could only have one line of words. You couldn't add a second text. CapCut, you can add multiple texts in one area and shorten it, put it together, and it was more teacher friendly to
Yeah,
use.
and there are so many options. I always tell teachers when they come to me and say, "Well, how do I learn to edit video?" I'm like, start with something like iMovie or free, something very simple,
Yes, or WeVideo.
and WeVideo, and that may be all you need.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you find yourself needing, I want to do this, and this is too hard
Yes.
here, then you might learn Adobe Premiere or Final Cut or CapCut or any of these other
Yep.
DaVinci. There's a whole bunch of different editing platforms. Some are free and some are not.
Well, it's just like when teaching. It's like first I was just teaching the kids without a screen. Then I started using Google Slides. And now we use Genially or Canva. And there's so many different tools that we can use that can help expand our lesson for our students.
Absolutely, absolutely. How important? Just from watching your videos, I noticed that you don't mind being a little silly sometimes. How important is it to show kids that you've got a silly side too?
You don't want to show them that you're a robot. Just teaching from a lesson plan, looking at your paper of what standards and outcomes you need to do. You need to be enthusiastic. You need to be engaging, which can help motivate kids more. So there was one question that, well, what would be your legacy? And I'm like thinking, well, this is what I want it to be, but most likely the kids are going to remember me as the PE teacher with the headband or the crazy socks. And yeah, and I'm okay with that, because if I'm silly enough and create a smile on a kid's day for just one day or every single day, I've helped them in some way. Once again, like I said earlier, I want my kids to feel included. So I play songs from all over the world and create dance videos, as well as teach myself choreography from those countries, like India or Japan or Trinidad, because my kids, I think I got my kids to love soca music because I started liking it.
Yep.
So you kind of project what you like onto the kids, because just like running, I didn't want to project that on my kids. I didn't want to force them to enjoy running, because that's what stopped me from wanting to exercise. I couldn't do it when I was a kid, and it shut me down. And I didn't want to do that for my kids. I wanted to motivate them and inspire them. And when they told me they wanted to do that, it was like, okay, I'm excited. Let's do it.
That's great. That's great. What skills do you think, we've talked a little bit about it, but what skills do you think kids learn in PE that might be unexpected to their parents or to others in the community who have maybe an outdated model in their minds of what
Yes.
physical education looks like in elementary schools?
So the big push that we've been getting is to focus more on social and emotional learning, as well as finding ways to motivate kids through cross-curricular activities. And when there was a parent who was like, my kid loves your activities, really enjoyed your jump roping unit, and didn't realize that you were using math or using science involved because of the wanting to focus on the gravity of when you land, and you want to cushion your feet, and you don't want to overuse your muscles in your legs, because then you're going to get sore. So there's a lot of activities that we do that provide cross-curricular social emotional learning and tie in just everyday activities that can inspire and promote students to be engaging outside, in school and out of school.
Yeah. Well, it's been a treat talking to you, and I think your kids are very lucky. I'm looking forward to spending a little time watching your work, and just best of luck to you, and congratulations on your Teacher of the Year award.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing what comes next.
Oh, I'll tell you now, I am presenting at, let's say, 5 different states in the summer. I'm going to Indiana, I'm going to Kentucky, I'm going to North Carolina, I'm going to California, going to Wisconsin, and all these are promoting myself as well as promoting Open, which is an online physical education network for teachers to get access to curriculum writing, depth of knowledge questions, academic language cards, quizzes, rubrics.
You're saying that's a free service
And
teachers can access.
It's a free service. All you need is a username and password. So I'm going to be learning and growing this summer, being able to meet with friends that I call family now and grow from them as well as grow from me.
Well, that's great. Well, I just want to thank you. Congratulations. Good luck for Activated Learning. I'm Tom Landon.
Activated Learning is produced by Blue Ridge PBS in partnership with the Virginia Department of Education
and in collaboration with VISTE, the Virginia Society for Technology and Education.
This podcast is hosted and produced by Tom Landon, Director of Educational Innovation,
with lots of help from graphic and audio designer Jay Prater.
Additional support provided by Andy Depew in our podcast studio.
Our Vice President of Education is Dr. Rose Martin.
Special thanks to Calypso Gilstrap, Associate Director of the Office of Educational Technology and Classroom Innovation
at the Virginia Department of Education.
Our credits are read by students at Westside and Highland Park Elementary Schools in Roanoke, Virginia. If you like what you hear, subscribe to Activated Learning wherever you get your podcasts. Or watch the Echo channel at blueridgepbs.org.